What is up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are here at the Canadian Grand Prix. So if you have missed the previous video, do check that one out, as here this is gonna be a very crazy Grand Prix because lot of incidents have occurred here, and yeah, it is let us not just tell all the spoilers. You can just watch this video. So as we finish our practice sessions and we get some resource points, and with that we are developing some upgrades in the chassis section. Because our car is very unstable and it is very draggy, so we also need to improve upon the powertrain, so we get a discount on some of the parts, and this we are improving upon that. And let's now head to this qualifying one. So in this qualifying one we are just going to put this banker lap here so that we can at least get a reference point of where we are going to aim at, because our car is not at the P15 or P16, so we are still the back marker team, so there is a lot to improve here, as we just have a wiggle at the final corner or the wall of champions and we cross the line and go P22. Now that's not quite very interesting because P22 is the back of the grid, so we again go for another push lap, and here in this lap we are almost 2/10 up on our previous banker lap. So here we need to improve as much as we can, as just go through over the curves and just going to finish the line, and we get again P22. So it is a very disappointing performance from us, as there is a lot of time to improve, but still our car is very draggy and we just could not improve as much as we could. So in the rivalry between Albon and me, we just lose some of the rivalry points, and now here we are at the start of this race at this Canadian Grand Prix at the Gilles Villeneuve circuit, and it's 5 red lights and away we go for the start of this Grand Prix. And we have a tiny bit of wheel spin and we have to correct the steering so that we do not get entangled to the wall beside us, as we go for a lunge here onto our teammate Visher, and again we overtake a couple of cars around the outside of this turn 1 and turn 2, and we do the overtakes very cleanly. As you can see here, we just have to position our car very efficiently so that we do not get entangled with the other cars. And now we are behind Lance Stroll and Sebastian Vettel, who are in the Aston Martins and who are just above us in the performance charts. So they are having a bit of extra speed and also they have a lesser drag. So we did not get the traction we wanted on the outside of the circuit, but that lets Vettel to just overtake us. But again we stick our nose right on the outside of this track and he gets squeezed onto this Guan Yu Zhou. So we sense an opportunity to go for a dive bomb and we just go and tag Sebastian Vettel on the diffuser. I did not realize that at that time, but later when I saw, there was a slight bit of contact and which resulted in a damaged front wing of us. So as you can see here, I think that was Norris who was just going for an overtake on the outside, and here it's a massive traffic jam as 4 cars are just blocking the whole street. So we plan, what is this happening with the Haas? He just pushes us onto this curve which unsettles our car, and now we overtake Tsunoda, or at least we try to overtake Tsunoda, but we couldn't, as he just gets a better traction and his car is much better performer than us in the performance upgrades. So we need to be composed and just play the long game, because we are here to fight and not just win this race in the first chance itself. So we need to have some perseverance, and so that we can overtake when the right moment comes for us. As Tsunoda overtakes Magnussen, and now Magnussen is on next target locked in. However, he is too far away, and as you can see here, we have got a damage in the left front wing, which is affecting our performance as we let Norris pass. So this damage is not something we can afford here, as Norris just passes us on the straight and Schumacher just follows him. So it is a very tough decision for us whether to pit or not, as even if we did not pit, we again get this damage by hitting the wall of champions. So this is a very tough situation for us, because already we are very slow in this straight, and now we have got much more drag in this corner also. So now Vettel is just trying to overtake us, and we decide to pit because the damage is severe and we just cannot continue on that way, as we select the auto selection, because when you select the auto, the team based on the damage repairs the front wing. But guess what happens? The team does not care about the front wing at all, and we are again left with this old front wing which is damaged and it is very understeery. So again, what we can do, we can again just jump into the pits at the end of this lap 13, and again this is not what we have expected while we are coming to this Grand Prix, because now we are getting blue flagged on this lap 13 itself, because our team just ruined the strategy as they did not change the front wing at the first pit stop itself. So now we are again going to lose some time, and which results in the leaders overtaking us right in the pits itself. So this is quite an unfortunate event which is occurring in this race, as Lando Norris DNFs in this session. As you can see here, his engine is just up in the smokes, so the Mercedes engine still has some reliability issues here at the circuit Gilles Villeneuve, as we get some yellow flags of caution. However, now we need to just improve our performance, but we are in the medium tires, and which is not good, as again Haas just goes into the wall and Perez goes behind the Haas, and Lance Stroll again just get entangles with Sergio Perez. So this leads to a collision, which leads to the coming of the safety car. And now here in the safety car we need to make a decision. We cannot continue for this medium tire till the end of lap 35, so we have to go for box and get the hard tires on, because we do not have the tire upgrades, as we are still a back market team, so the tire degradation will be quite high. So we decide to put on the hard tires, and again we had to pit in this lap, and this is the third pit stop we are doing in this race, so which is like crazy, and our turbocharger is already 60% way. So we have all types of issues in this race with our pit team not doing the things which they need to do, and our turbocharger is on the last legs, so it will affect the performance in certain way, because in the straight line we will not be getting as much of the speed and as much of the performance as we should get. So here again we are getting blue flags, and we leave plenty of space so that all those leaders can overtake us, but they overtake us very slowly, which leads to loss of more time. Here as you can see, the Alpine is going, and in front of us only they are just squabbling for the places. I mean, you are getting blue flag and still now you have to lose some time because the leaders are just squabbling. So yeah, it's complete traffic jam here at the circuit Gilles Villeneuve, as we again let several cars pass through us. Our teammate just collides with us, which is crazy to think. Again, I just wanted to ensure that we do not get any damage. So yeah, fortunately at least this time we did not have to make some pit stop, otherwise it will be a calamity of 4 pit stops in one race till the lap 18 itself. So yeah, this is again we are still getting blue flags from I think this Ferrari is behind us. So this and we almost just collided with Latifi, I think. So yeah, and our teammate is facing the wrong direction. What is happening in this race? He just pulls on the throttle very early, which leads him to facing the wrong way. So now he's just moving around the track, which could lead to disqualification, as he has been suspended from the race because he was moving in the wrong direction of the track. So our team is just getting mind boggled here, as they do not know what is happening with our team, as our teammate just gets disqualified and we having to do 3 pit stops in the matter of 18 laps. So yeah, this is a one crazy race, as we just go on to the back of Sainz, who just breaks early because of all the traffic jam in front of him. So this race is quite crazy enough, and again we are getting the blue flags from the faster cars which are approaching us. So again we have to leave some space here, as Mercedes overtakes us, and now this Red Bull of Verstappen overtakes us. So yeah, this is one crazy race, and here you can see Carlos Sainz. He is having some engine issues, so the Ferrari engine still has some reliability issues, which leads him to getting DNF from this race. So this is quite a crazy race in my opinion, because not only for us but even the championship teams such as Ferrari and McLaren are also suffering from certain reliability issues. So we need to take care of that we do not have such issues which we are facing in this race in the upcoming races. So we need to have some game plan or team strategy, whichever thing you might call, as now we are in the DRS of Charles Leclerc, who is just cruising away because of his superior engine, and now we are getting blue flags from this Williams guy. Oh my god, what the hell. So now we are having to get blue flags from Williams, and our turbocharger is still at 64%. So we hope that it does not affect our engine much, as our tire wear is around 47% in the right left. So it is very difficult race for us, not only because we are having to manage our cars, and the turbocharger is also degrading fast, so we have to control our car so that it does not just fall apart right in the middle of this race. So yeah, this is quite funny when I look back at this race, but during the race it was quite frustrating because our car was just not in a position to compete with at least the Williams guys. As you can see, due to the excessive tire wear, we again hit the wall, which results in more damage here. But since it is lap 34 and Lewis Hamilton crosses the line and he wins here at the circuit Gilles Villeneuve, so we just have to bring along this car to the finish line, because ultimately we cannot just score any points, or rather we at least cannot compete with Latifi and the Williams guys because of our damage. So it is a very tough race for us, and it is what you can say, a very forgettable race. However, Sebastian Vettel gets the driver of the day, which is GG's to him. And now we have to just improve our strategy mainly, and we need to ensure that our team does not ruin us during the pit stop. So here, as you can see, the points wise, as Yuki Tsunoda and Mick Schumacher just did wonderful, as they started from the 14 and P13, so, and still they got into the points. But Sebastian Vettel, he got from P16 to P10, as Charles Leclerc has a disappointing race from P1, he went to P13. So yeah, this is a very crazy race for us, and Verstappen takes the lead of this championship from Charles Leclerc, followed by Carlos Sainz. So it is a very eventful race, and maybe not for good events for us, but for others, as Ferrari takes the championship lead. And now we get some cash ultimately, and we do some events with some department, and now we are back here for the start of this British Grand Prix. So if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up and do subscribe this channel to get such more regular F1 videos. Thank you.